The galaxy had seen many strange things, but nothing prepared them for the signal that came from deep inside human territory. It was slow, steady, and impossibly old. The Council scanners tried to read it, but every reading ended the same way. Age, unknown. Origin, human. Across the chamber, alien diplomats looked at each other with growing unease. Humans were young compared to ancient empires. They should not have anything older than galactic history itself. And yet, the signal existed. Rumors spread fast. Maybe humans found a relic. Maybe it's stolen. Or maybe they hid something. The Council demanded answers. For 2 days, humanity stayed silent. No explanation. No denial. Only a short message. We will show you. That single line shook every species. A week later, a Council delegation arrived at a restricted human system. The entire area was surrounded by massive defense fields. Even the light inside the sector felt heavy, like something ancient was watching. The aliens were escorted into a dark hangar the size of a small moon. No one spoke. Every human face looked tense, like they were about to reveal something that should never be seen again. Then the floor trembled. A giant metal shape slowly rose from underground, dust falling like rain. The aliens stepped back without meaning to. The silhouette grew larger, wider, older than anything they had ever recorded. It wasn't alien technology. It wasn't council-made. It wasn't reverse-engineered. It was human, a dreadnought bigger than cities, built with materials no species could identify, covered in markings older than every known civilization. One alien finally whispered, voice shaking, "How? How can humans build something older than history?" Humanity did not answer. They only said, "This is just the first one." Silence filled the massive hangar. The alien delegate stood frozen, staring at the ancient dreadnought as if it were some sleeping god. Its hull carried scratches from battles older than recorded time. Its edges were rough, weathered, almost fossil-like. Nothing about it felt modern, and that made it even more terrifying. A soft hum vibrated across the chamber. The humans stepped back. Activation sequence starting. The lead officer said calmly. The aliens panicked. "Wait, that thing is functional." But there was no stopping it now. Engines that had slept for thousands of years flickered to life. Dim blue veins lit up along the dreadnought's body, like a creature waking from a deep, ancient dream. Dust shook free as the entire hangar resonated with a low, powerful heartbeat-like sound. A voice echoed from the ship, metallic, ancient, and undeniably human. Identity confirmed. "Welcome, descendants." Every alien froze. The ship recognized humans, not as intruders, not as operators, but as descendants. The humans didn't look surprised. That scared the aliens even more. "What is this ship?" a delegate whispered. The human commander finally spoke, voice steady but heavy. "This dreadnought was built before your civilizations existed, before your star maps, before your recorded history." He looked up at the massive machine. "It remembers an age we forgot." Lights across the dreadnought flared brighter. Holograms flickered into the air. Ancient star charts, old battle signatures, maps showing long-dead systems. Strange symbols rotated, too old for any species to translate. The dreadnought released a deep, rumbling tone. Then another message. Enemy status. Unknown. Last war record incomplete. War record? The alien sensed a danger that had nothing to do with humans. Something else was out there. Something old. Something the dreadnought once fought. And it might be returning. The dreadnought's holograms rotated slowly in the air, casting ancient blue light across the silent hangar. None of the alien delegates dared to speak. They felt as if they were standing inside a forgotten chapter of the universe, one that was never meant to be opened again. The human commander stepped forward. "There is something you all need to understand," he said softly. "Humanity existed twice." The room tensed. He continued, "We were not always a young species. Long before your empires were born, long before your ancestors left their first worlds, humans had already reached the stars." The aliens stared at him, stunned. One asked, "You mean an ancient human civilization existed before?" The commander nodded. Yes, a civilization so old that even we cannot trace its exact beginning. The Dreadnought projected a scene. Vast human cities floating in space. Gigantic fleets moving in formation. Star bridges connecting distant galaxies. It didn't look like a dream. It looked like a forgotten reality. But why is there no record? Another alien demanded, voice trembling. The commander's face darkened, because something erased it. The hologram shifted, bright flashes, collapsing stars, worlds burning. Figures that were not human appeared, tall, unnatural, shapeless. The Dreadnought translated the ancient log. Enemy encountered. Identity, unknown. Goal, erasure. The aliens felt chills ripple through their bodies. The commander continued. This enemy didn't conquer. It didn't occupy. It erased everything. Cultures, histories, even memories. But humans survived, someone whispered. Barely, the commander said. A few ships, a few colonies hidden far away. They rebuilt slowly. They lost their past, but not their bloodline. The Dreadnought's lights dimmed, its voice echoing one last message. The enemy was never defeated, only delayed. A terrifying silence followed, because if the Dreadnought had awakened, maybe the enemy had awakened too. The hangar lights dimmed as the last hologram faded, leaving only the soft blue glow of the ancient Dreadnought. No one moved. The aliens stood frozen, trying to understand the impossible truth. Humanity had lived twice, fought twice, and lost an entire age to something powerful enough to erase history. The human commander continued, his voice low and steady. The ancient humans knew they could not win, so they built these dreadnoughts, not for victory but for memory. The alien delegates exchanged uneasy looks. Memory? Why memory? The dreadnought answered for him. Primary directive: preserve knowledge, protect descendants, prepare for return of hostile entity. A shiver ran through every living being in the room. The hologram shifted again, showing the enemy in clearer detail. Tall, shifting silhouettes made of dark energy. Creatures that didn't use technology, they were technology. Entities that moved between dimensions, slipping through matter like smoke. The log translated. Designation: the erasers. Objective: reset civilizations. Remove threats. The aliens gasped. Reset civilizations? Erase species? The commander spoke quietly. They don't conquer planets. They reset them. Anytime a species grows too fast, too advanced, they appear. Why didn't they erase all of humanity? An alien whispered. The dreadnought answered again. High casualty. Final strategy. Separation protocol. Scatter survivors. Hide. The room fell silent. The ancient humans had accepted defeat. They dismantled their empire, sent fragments of their people across the stars, and vanished, hoping their enemy would lose track. And it worked. For a time, the dreadnought's lights suddenly flickered. Warning symbols flashed everywhere. Alert. Ancient enemy energy detected. Coordinates incoming. The hangar trembled as the transmission completed. The enemy had returned. And this time, the galaxy was not ready. The warning symbols continued flashing across the hangar walls, their sharp red glow making every alien step back. The ancient dreadnought pulsed with rising energy, as if it could feel the presence of its old enemy after thousands of forgotten years. The human commander moved quickly. Begin awakening protocol. All sites, all ships. The aliens stared at him in disbelief. There are more of these? The commander didn't answer. He simply raised his wrist console. A single command was sent across hidden human systems. A silent code that had never been used since the fall of the first human age. Moments later, the galaxy shook. Across distant star fields, ancient human vaults unlocked. Metallic giants buried beneath dead moons began to rise. Forgotten shipyards lit up like resurrected suns. Massive dreadnoughts, each one older than modern civilizations, emerged from the darkness. Aliens watched live feeds with open mouths. Hundreds of titanic ships drifted out of their tombs, engines humming with strange, ancient power. These are relics, one delegate whispered. No, The commander answered. These are guardians, built for the enemy you just felled. Human engineers and soldiers rushed around the hangar, connecting new systems into the old vessel. Modern cables fused with ancient ports. The Dreadnought responded instantly. Integration successful. Modern weaponry compatible. Enhancing systems. The alien's shock deepened. This ship, this relic, was upgrading itself. Then a massive hologram lit the chamber again, showing multiple ancient dreadnoughts linking together into a single, enormous formation. Fleet reconstruction at 42%, the ship announced. The commander exhaled slowly. For thousands of years, our ancestors prepared for this moment and hid the tools we would need. He looked at the terrified delegates. You asked what humans were hiding. He pointed at the rising fleet. This is the answer. The ancient war was about to restart. The galaxy trembled as the ancient human dreadnoughts formed a massive wall across the stars. Their old hulls glowed with new power, upgraded with modern human technology. They no longer looked like relics. They looked like gods returning to a battlefield they never truly left. Then space itself tore open. A dark rift appeared beyond the human fleet, spreading like a wound in reality. From inside the crack, shapes emerged, those same shifting, formless entities from the dreadnought's memories. The erasers. Their bodies shimmered like liquid shadow, bending light, bending space, bending everything around them. The alien delegates collapsed in fear. What were those things? The human commander's face hardened. Our oldest enemy. The ancient dreadnought locked onto the rift. Enemy signature confirmed. Initiating final protocol. Beams of energy erupted from the human ships, but they didn't fire outward. Instead, the blasts connected each other, dreadnought to dreadnought, forming a giant network of glowing blue lines in the void. The ancient fleet was linking together, just as it had done in the First Age. The erasers moved fast. Space rippled with their presence. Smaller alien ships across the sector shut down instantly, power drained. Only the human dreadnoughts remained stable. Only them. Fire, the commander whispered. The sky exploded. A single combined beam, thicker than a moon, shot from the center of the human formation. It hit the rift with unimaginable force. The darkness twisted, shrieked, resisted, then collapsed in a burst of white light. Silence followed. Sensors stabilized. The rift was gone. The erasers vanished. The ancient dreadnought spoke one final time. Enemy retreat detected. Countdown to next cycle, unknown. The aliens turned to the humans, shaken. You saved us all, but what now? The commander looked at the stars. Now, he said softly, we prepare, because this war never ended, and humanity is